Hello friends, I welcome you all to our channel Board and Beyond. Okay, so friends, today we are going to start a new chapter by name linear equations in two variables, right? So we have completed polynomials and we have also seen examination questions of 1 or 2 mark each and then 3 and 4 marks each, right friends? So before we actually move on to the topic in proper, okay, let me just brief you what do we mean by these words what I have written on the board, correct? So what do we mean by linear first of all? So linear is nothing but whenever it is plotted, then it gives a straight line on a graph sheet. So that expression is called as a linear expression, right? So in other words, if the degree of a polynomial is equal to 1, then we say that it is a linear polynomial. And then what do we mean by an equation? So equation is nothing but whenever we are comparing the two terms or when we are actually equating two terms with an equal to sign, okay, that is called as an equation. For example, let us say ax plus b is equal to 0 is an equation because equal to sign is available here, right friends? So now coming on to two variables. So friends, till now what we have seen in polynomials is that we have seen expression with only one variable. For example, ax plus b is equal to 0, right? So only variable available here is x, right friends? For this, so now let us say the expression what we have got is ax plus b, right? So only variable is x here and a and b are actually constants, right friends? So now what we are going to study here is that we will have two variables here. We will not have one variable. So when we are solving it, we are expected to find the values of x and y both. Right friends? Okay. So with this understanding, let us move forward and then try to understand a little bit more before we actually get on to the problems. Right friends? Okay. So the what we will see is that we will first see the generic form of a linear equation in two variables. Generic form. Okay. ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. This is the standard form of a linear equation in two variables. Okay. Where x and y are variables and a, b and c are constants. Right friends? Okay. So this expression or this equation is said to be linear equation in two variables provided this meets two criteria. Okay. So what are those two criteria that it should meet, right? So a is not equal to 0 and b is also not equal to 0. This is the criteria. Now let us try to understand why this criteria has been put here. Because the moment a becomes 0, this becomes a linear polynomial, a linear equation in only one variable, because variable remaining will be only y. A will dissolve with x will dissolve with a. Okay. Similarly, if b becomes 0, then also this reduces to a linear equation in only one variable because b will dissolve, right, with y. Okay. That is one thing. Second criteria is nothing but a square plus b square should not be equal to 0. Now, why this criteria has been put? This criteria has been put just to illustrate that a and b cannot be simultaneously equal to 0. Right? Because what happens in that case, okay, what happens in that case is that let's say a and b both becomes 0, then it becomes c is equal to 0. Right? Because this both gets dissolved. And then it doesn't remain a linear equation at all. Okay, so these are the two criteria that it has to meet. Then only we say that this expression or this equation is linear equation in two variables. Right? Let us move forward. Okay friends? So simultaneous linear equations. What do we mean by simultaneous linear equations? Okay, whenever there are two linear equations or a system of linear equation is given to us, if we find out the value of x and y, if the value of x and y satisfies both the equations simultaneously, then it is said to be a simultaneous linear equation. Right? Okay. So we will see this with an example here. Okay. So 2x plus 3y is equal to 16 and x minus 2y is equal to 1. So these are the two equations that has been given to us, our friends. Okay, and we are expected to find the value of x and y, and then hence say that yes, these two are simultaneous linear equations. Okay, there are multiple ways of solving it. Okay, so we will adopt any one of the methods, right friends? So let us say what we do is that we will try elimination method, which we will study little later in this either in this lecture number 1 or in lecture number 2. Okay, so we will multiply it with 2. So this will give me 2x plus 3y is equal to 16. I have just copied it, and this is 2x minus 4y is equal to 2. Right? Now let us subtract it. So this becomes 7y is equal to 14. So y is equal to 2. We got the value of y. Now putting the value of y here or in any one of the equation for that matter, right? So let's put it in the first one itself. 2x plus 3 into 2, that is 6, is equal to 16. So 2x is equal to 10. So x is equal to 5. Right? So we have got two values, x is equal to 5 and y is equal to 2. Let us just try and find out whether this value of x and y satisfies both the equation for us, right? So 2x plus 3y, so 2 into 5, that is equal to 10. Okay, plus 3 into 2, that is equal to 6, is equal to 16. Yes, hence proved, right? Now let us say we will put it in this equation. So x is equal to 5 minus 2y, that is equal to 2 into 3, y is equal to 2, sorry, is equal to 1. So 5 minus 4 is equal to 1. Yes, this also is satisfied. So friends, what we have seen is that the values of x and y, what we have got here, okay, is actually satisfying both the equations simultaneously, and hence this is called as simultaneous linear equations. Right friends? Let us move forward and try to understand few other examples. Okay. So what do we mean by consistent linear equations? So consistent linear equation is nothing but, okay, the two equation or the system of equations given to us, okay, is having at least one common solution. Is called consistent linear equations, right? Okay. So for a moment we will just park this, and then I'll come back to this later. So first let us understand one more thing, friends. Okay, let us say ax plus by or ax plus b is equal to 0, right? So if I have to find the value of x here, so x is equal to nothing but minus b by a, right? So what I have done, I have found out a solution. Okay, this is linear equation in one variable, right friends? So I have found out a solution. Now what do we mean by finding a solution? So whenever we are able to express the variable in terms of constants, we say that we have found the solution, like this. Okay, so we see that for a linear equation, only one equation is enough for me to express the variable in terms of constant. Correct? But is it same for linear equation with two variables? Let us just check it. Let us say ax plus by is equal to 0. Now what happens? Ax is equal to minus by. X is equal to minus by divided by a. What do we see here, friends? See, I have tried to express x in terms of constants, but actually I am not able to do it because y is a variable still attached to this. Okay, So this means that for a system of linear equation, that is for a pair of linear equation, I must have at least two equations to solve for x and y. Okay. Similarly, if I have got linear equation in three variables, okay, then I must have at least three linear equations to solve the values of x, y and z, so on and so forth. So if I have a linear equation in n variables, then I must have n different linear equations to solve for the values of x, y, z and so on. Right? This was an important concept which I thought that I must tell you before actually going on to the topic which we left. Okay? So let's move on to the topic which we left, friends. Okay? What consistent linear equations, right? So I said you what is consistent linear equation. We will see an example. 3x minus 2y is equal to 5 and 2x plus y is equal to 7. So these are the two linear equations which have been given to us, friends. Okay. So what do? We try to basically eliminate one. Okay. So I multiply it with 2, right? So this becomes how much? This I will retain as it is, 5, and this will become 4x plus 2y is equal to 14. Right, friends? So I add these two, this gets cancelled. This becomes 7x is equal to 19. So x is equal to 19 by 7. Right? So putting the value of x here. So let's say I will put it in the second one. 2 into 19 by 7 plus y is equal to 7. Right? So this is 38 by 7. Right, friends? So I'll just put it, y is equal to 7 minus 38 by 7. So this is 7. So 49 minus 38, friends, that is equal to 11 by 7. So our y is 11 by 7. So this is the value of x and this is the value of x and y. Right? So what we have seen is that we have a different value of x and y at least. So we say that these two equations, okay, are consistent linear equations because this is having at least one solution which is common for both the equations. Right? When you try to give the value of x and y in these two equations, try to put the value of x and y, both of these equations will be satisfied. We can actually check with one of them. Okay. So 3x, so 3 into 19 by 7, okay, minus 2 into y is nothing but 11 by 7. Let us try to solve it, my friends. This is 57 by 7 minus 22 by 7 is equal to 5 here and 3 here. 35 by 7 is equal to 5. Was this here? Yes. Right? So we see that value of x and y satisfies this equation, and you can also test for this equation. This will also be satisfied. So this is called consistent linear equations, right? Which are having at least one solution which is common for both the equations, right? Now we will try to understand what do we mean by inconsistent solutions, inconsistent equations. So inconsistent equations is which doesn't have a common solution. Okay? So we will go to that also. So let's take one example and then try to understand. Okay? So let's say x plus y is equal to 7, right, friends? 2x plus 2y is equal to 11, for example, right? So what, this is 2. I hope it is not making confusion. Now, what do we see here, my friends? When we try to actually solve this, or when we try to actually find out the value of x and y here, so what we are doing for that, let us multiply the first equation with 2. Okay, so we will be able to eliminate at least one of the variables, right? So let us multiply this with 2. Okay, this leaves us 2x plus 2y is equal to 14. Okay, and 2x plus 2y is equal to 11. When we subtract this, my friend, this and this both gets cancelled, and this becomes 0 is equal to 3, which is practically impossible, friends. Do we all agree to it that 0 cannot be equal to 3, right? So now what is happening here is that these two lines are not having a solution in common. Okay, so these two are called inconsistent. Okay, so, and there is one more logic to it, friends. Let me tell you that logic also. Once I am saying 2x plus 2y is equal to 14, good enough. It can be, right? No problem. But the very next moment I am saying 2x plus 2y is equal to 11. So I haven't said this is not happening because I am not changing LHS and I am changing the RHS. Okay, so which is practically not going. Okay, so this is called inconsistent system of linear equations, right? We will try to understand it little more. Now, let us say simultaneous linear equation. So we will write what, friends? A1 x1. I am writing the generic form. B1 by 1 plus C1 is equal to 0, right? And I will write another equation, A2 x2 plus B2 y2 plus C2 is equal to 0, right, friends? Now we need to see here, we need to see certain criteria here. Okay, in which condition will it have unique root? Okay, in which condition it will have no roots, and in which condition these two equations will have infinitely many roots, right? Okay, so see, there are three cases which can arise to us. Okay, one case is when we are actually plotting this on a graph line. Okay, so we can get a graph like this and this, let us say, and it meets here. Okay, so that means if this is L1 and this is L2, if L1 and L1 and L2 are actually the lines represented by these two equations, right? So if L1 and L2 crosses each other, okay, or intersect each other, then that point of intersection, the x coordinate is the value of x and y coordinate is the value of y, right? So what happens is that we say that this has got at least one solution in common because these both lines are intersecting at least at one point, and probably two lines can intersect at least only at one point, right? Or else it has to be overlapping. Now this is case number one. Another case which can arise to you is you draw one line and you draw another line. This is L1 and this is L2. These both lines are going parallel to each other and it is not meeting at all. In that situation we say that these two linear equations for which these lines are there are inconsistent, in the sense it doesn't have a common solution at all because they are not crossing each other, right, friends? Another situation which can arise to you is, let us say one line is L1 and second line is exactly overlapping L1. Okay, so in this case we say that this L1 and L2 are intersecting each other at multiple points because it is overlapping, and then hence we say that the system of linear equation for which these lines are there, okay, are having infinitely many roots, infinitely many solutions. Okay, so these are the situations which can arise with you when you are actually solving it graphically. Okay, friends, so let us now try to understand one more concept here. Okay, so the concept says that if, okay, I think I'll cover it in the next this thing. So we will try to take one example and then solve it graphically, friends, right? Okay, so I think I can basically do away with this also, not required now. I'll cover that up because that is a little more concept. I'll cover it up in a separate lecture, that is lecture number 2, right? So I need to solve it graphically. X plus 2y is equal to 3 and 4x plus 3y is equal to 2. I need to solve these two equations graphically. So whenever we have to solve two equations graphically, friends, what do? We express one variable in terms of another variable, right? So let's do that. How we do that? Let's take the first equation. So can we write x is equal to 3 minus 2y? Okay, or let's separate out y. So 2y is equal to 3 minus x, right, friends? So y is equal to 3 minus x by 2. 3 minus x by 2. Right? Now we make a table here. Okay. So x and y. Let us say x is equal to 0. No, I will take it something like, if I do not want to get it into fraction, so x is equal to 1. So y is equal to 1. Right, friends? You are able to see this? Now x is equal to, let us say, minus 1. So if I take minus 1, so this becomes 3 plus 1, 4. Then 2 by 2, this is equal to 2. 4 by 2. Now let us say x is equal to 3. Okay? So what happens? This becomes 0. 0 by 2 is 0. Now let us say x is equal to minus 3. What does it become? This becomes 3 plus 3, 6 by 2, that is equal to 3. Right, friends? With this we will stop it here. Okay. Coming on to the second equation, our friends. 4x plus 3y is equal to 2. So 3y is equal to 2 minus 4x. Right? So y is equal to 2 minus 4x divided by 3. Again we will draw a table here. We will make a table here. Okay. And then we will write x. Let us say how much should I take? I will take x as 1. Okay. So will it make sense? I will take x as minus 1. So what happens? This becomes plus 4. 2 plus 4 is 6. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Right? Now let us say x is equal to x is equal to minus 1 I have taken. So let's take x is equal to 3. No. Okay, take it. Let's take x is equal to 0. Then this becomes 2 by 3, which is a little difficult to plot. Although we can do it, that's not a problem. Okay. So minus 1 I have taken. Let's take minus 2. No problem. We'll do away. So this becomes 2 plus 8. Right? 8 by 3. 10 by 3. 10 by 3. Right? No problem. We will plot this. X is equal to 0. This becomes 2 by 3. Right? Correct? Now x is equal to 1. This becomes 2 minus 4. That is minus 2 by 3. Right? 1. This is minus 4. So minus 2 by 3. Right, friends? Enough for us. Now we will try to plot it. Okay? So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is our x. This is our minus x. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is our y. This is our minus y. Now let's start plotting. X is equal to 1. Y is equal to 1. X is equal to 1. Y is equal to 1. So this point, right, friends? X is equal to minus 1, y is equal to 2. X is equal to minus 1, y is equal to 2. So this point, x is equal to 3, y is equal to 0. X is equal to 3, 1, 2, 3, y is equal to 0. So this point, okay? X is equal to minus 3, y is equal to 3. So sorry, little this side. Okay, so this point. So now what do we see is this is not done that correctly. Okay, no problem. So this is our representation of which line, our friends? This is x plus 2y is equal to 3, our first equation, right? Let us plot the second one. X is equal to minus 1, y is equal to 2, x is equal to minus 1, y is equal to 2, this point, right? X is equal to minus 2, y is equal to 10 by 3, 10 by 3 is 3.3, x is equal to minus 2, 3.3, let us say here, 3.3, this point. Now x is equal to 0, x is equal to 0, y is equal to 2 by 3, 2 by 3 is how much? 2 by 3 is 0.6, less than 1, less than half. So here, so your this line will actually go like this. You are getting my point? And this is your representation of which equation, my friend? 4x plus 3y is equal to 2, right? Now we see that this line and this line crossing each other, right? X is equal to how much? X is this coordinate, that is equal to 1, y is this coordinate, sorry, x is minus 1, x is minus 1, y is equal to 2, right? So we say that, we conclude that x is equal to minus 1 and y is equal to 2 is the solution for these two simultaneous linear equations. Now friends, just for a cross check, I will tell you one idea, okay? Just see, just observe these two values, this and this. What do you see? Is this and this equal? So that means, friend, when you are plotting the graph, okay, your answer should be x is equal to minus 1 and y is equal to 2. You should get the answer same from the graph, okay? This is only a cross check point, you need not mention it anywhere in the answer sheet, right? So that is what I am getting here, x is equal to minus 1 and y is equal to 2 is the solution for this from the graph as well, right friends? Okay, so this was basically this is basically solving a problem through the this thing graph. Plot a graph and then find a solution for that. Okay, so I think this would be enough for lecture number 1. Yeah, and then we move on to lecture number 2 for our next session, where I will be taking a little more problems, a few more problems, and then basically trying to cover up different aspects of linear equations in two variables. Okay, so this is all from me, my friends, for this lecture number 1 on linear equations in two variables. Okay, we will meet up in the next class. So till the time, if you think we add value to your education, you please do like and subscribe our channel. Okay, and if you want to basically search for our channel on YouTube or on Google, you can basically use the keywords board and beyond, board and beyond, and polynomials. I'll try to create a different this thing, but for as of now, you can search for board and beyond polynomials. You will be listing down. You will get that everything listed down, and basically you can go through our videos and try to learn from there. Okay, so that's all, friends, from my side. So let us wind it up. So till the time we meet next, be happy, be safe, keep learning with us, and keep supporting us. Thank you so much. Thank you.